Well, hi. Today is Friday, January 25th, 2025. My name's Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Chilly day yesterday. I was out walking around at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and while my phone said the temperature was 10, it also said the wind chill was around 2 below. Yeah, I was rethinking my idea of walking to a different part of downtown without a hat or gloves. Yeah, not the smartest move in the world. However, it's supposed to be a little bit warmer today in our corner of the world, so we will take it, especially this time of year. Any day that we can get above freezing when it's in the middle of the winter, that's what I'm going to take. Lots of pictures, lots of videos from all the snow that they got down south. I saw snow all over Panama City Beach and the beach at Destin, Florida. And it should be gone by now, but they're typically not seeing that kind of snow. That polar vortex apparently dipped all the way down there, and they were asking Canada to take their weather back. Didn't work. Prairie and Pine Real Estate Group, Keller Williams, Greater Omaha. That is Mackenzie Shelton, and she has been talking about the housing market and saying that it looks like things are heating up again earlier than just in spring. So she's already been pretty busy. So it's a great time to get into the market. So go to prairieandpinerealestategroup.com, take a look at what Mackenzie and her team can do for you. And if you're in the market to purchase a house, you'll be able to find some listings there too. Also, Sprout Marketing Solutions, they are there to help you with your business. If you need to do some online marketing, maybe some direct mail marketing, they can take care of that as well. Kelsey is really good at a lot of different areas of helping you grow your business, and she's going to come up with some wonderful ideas. So get a hold of Kelsey at Sprout Marketing Solutions, and they can take care of that for you. I thought that today we would talk about podcasting again, and I'd show you some clips of some of the different podcasts that are out there right now, local podcasts. One of them is Vivian Kavam. And she has a podcast called Riding Tandem, and this goes back a couple of years when she first got started with it. I remember when Vivian and I first started talking, I met her at an event that she was hosting for Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation, just one of those entrepreneurial meetups, and we hit it off pretty quickly. And then I found out how valuable their business, TandemWorks, is. And she found out what I could do for her for helping her be able to get a podcast started. And that's where it got going. And she did a number of episodes, close to 50, I think, that were just audio, and then transferred things over to video. And you can see a full video podcast now with a Riding Tandem. In fact, she did kind of a collaboration with a gentleman over in Omaha. His name is Dylan Yeomans, and he has a podcast that is similar to what I do, but it's designed to talk entrepreneurship with different businesses. And I thought we'd bring you a clip of that conversation of the latest Riding Tandem podcast that came out, Vivian Kavam and her guest, Dylan Yeomans.
I think you've done a really great job of connecting into just Omaha's a pretty vibrant business community, but just being able to connect into that business community. And so I thought that would be really fun to talk about, as well as insurance side of things and your background. And I think this will be a fun conversation. Lots of places we can go with it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know my background's a little interesting on paper, that's for
That's
sure.
Right.
But,
It is.
Yeah, no, the networking and how we had kind of met through you were a speaker at the Omaha Power Breakfast. And when you were talking about TandemWorks and then you had led into Riding Tandem, I was like, okay, well, we have to do something.
Yes. 2 podcasters in the room. Now, what we did learn when I was on yours is that we can get talking. So there's that, but lots of good things to talk about. One of the things that I want to talk about first with you, because I think from observing you, I think you do an excellent job with this, is just networking. And how have you felt about networking throughout your career? I know you've had a radio broadcast career, so like communicating has been a piece, but I don't know, like explain to when you're on radio, you can kind of be an introvert, right? Like you're not in front of people, you're behind a mic. So when you think about networking throughout your entire career and where you're at even now, building book of business, et cetera, like what comes to mind to you when you think about that word? Has it always been easy?
That's a really interesting question because the answer is no. It actually wasn't very easy to begin with for myself. As weird as that might sound,
Because I think
because
you're excellent at it.
well, I appreciate that because I think the oddity that I come from radio, but you're
Hmm.
very right. Like I actually know a lot of radio guys still that are very introverted. They don't do a lot of on location stuff usually, but they're always at their job and doing their stuff and doing their regular shifts.
Sure.
It's easy for them because they just see the microphone, they see the screen, they can block out the rest, right? Well,
Yeah.
for others in that industry, they understand that as soon as I push that button to talk in the microphone, there's 10,000 plus ears listening.
Hmm.
So some people thrive off of that part of things too. And I was kind of in the middle of that to where I liked being out in the public. I liked going out on location. But to translate that into networking was kind of the hard part
Hmm.
because I had to learn to not be on. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Like that was a big thing to kind of just turn that off, and I don't have to be on, but I can be communicative and I can actually talk with people and just be genuine.
ThinkSpace IT is a proud supporter of Morning Coffee, and ThinkSpace IT is the company that brings a creative approach to technology. One of the things that they do is they can help you with a security assessment. So if you've ever wondered how prepared you are to handle a major security breach or cyber attack, and believe it or not, these things do happen. So if you have a company that has any concern about this at all, you're going to want to get a hold of ThinkSpace IT. So go to thinkspaceit.com to be able to learn more. Get a hold of Jessa, talk with Jason, and find out just how valuable this service can be for you. Also, we want to let you know that Spiral of Accountability, a sponsor of Morning Coffee, this is Carol Horner, who was a guest on this show earlier in the week. And Carol wrote a book called Spiral of Accountability, and it helps people be able to communicate with each other better. And as we were talking about in our conversation, it's designed for businesses, but she has found that it can help folks in their personal lives too, to be able to communicate maybe better with family members. So, and I would highly recommend reading this book. And you can go to spiralofaccountability.com, pick up a copy. And, a little birdie told me that she's going to start working on an audiobook version of this pretty soon. So I might be around helping her get that thing put together. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also, another podcast that is out and has been out for a couple of years is Hunting Home. That's Blake Hunter, and I had a chance to see Blake Hunter yesterday at the Council Bluffs Business Connection meeting. Blake is our president of that organization, and his latest podcast talks about what is happening in with home loans, with the interest rates, and he was able to sit down and have a conversation with Dylan Dravland of Neo Home Loans.
Why haven't you lowered the rates yet?
That's a great question. And I really wish, contrary to popular belief, some people think us mortgage advisors control the rates and we're just terrible human beings.
I think, and tell me what you think as far as what you're seeing in market activity. I mean, I can't say I've really personally seen it with the people that I've been working with in kind of my sphere, but I've seen it from other agents and just seeing it when I'm watching the market is that people are starting to come off the fence because I think that they're realizing that there's not going to be, there was a lot of talk about interest rates dropping into the end of last year, and then you keep pushing it out into 2025. And now I'm really seeing the consistency, like, hey, we're probably going to be here for a while. And if we go down at all, it's not going to be like significant. And I think that's starting to pull some people off the fence that are like, we've been wanting to do something for the last year and a half, and we've been trying to play it out a little bit, or we've just been a little gun shy. Like we're not quite ready. We don't want to make that jump. And, the most important thing is the affordability factor is still there. But I think there's people that were able to afford it that were just trying to wait for a more opportune time. And they're finally realizing that it may not come for quite some time. And so they're like, let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the recency bias of COVID, right? Like looking historically, we have not seen rates go from jump that high and that quick turnaround time in a very, very long time. So everyone got so used to these 3% mortgage rates. I mean, then they even got to like fives. But well, why would I ever buy a house at a 5% interest rate? Man, if they were 5% right now, you'd have people flooding the market,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's part of it, right? People are realizing, okay, if you wanted my honest opinion, I don't know if we'll ever see 3% again. And although it would definitely benefit our business, right, Blake? I don't think I want to see 3% rates. And people are like, you're blowing smoke. You and I both
agree.
know. Well,
Yeah.
you and I both know what happened when rates were at 3%. Home prices, as a homeowner, it was great, right? Your equity position increased dramatically, right? As a seller, it was awesome. As a buyer, it was a living nightmare, right? As a buyer, it's hard to say, man, the deals that buyers are getting in this market right now with just less competition, right? They don't have to offer 50,000, 40,000 over list. They don't have to waive their home inspection. They can get some seller concessions to cover their closing costs. They can have a home sale contingency now, right? When rates were at 3%, but everyone's so hyper focused on rate. If the rates are low, they think it's the best time to buy. If the rate's high, it's the worst time to buy. We need to shift that mindset, that narrative. That's our job as professionals in this industry, because the rate is the rate, right? Think of, and like you said, people are realizing it like, hey, we don't want to move for a year and a half. Life happens, right? Either you have kids go off to school, you get a new job, you have to relocate, right? People are going to buy homes regardless. And a lot of it is because they're kind of forced to, right? Hey, we're having, twins. We need more room in our house. Like, we don't really have a choice. Divorce, what? The only really refinances I'm doing right now, obviously with high rates, are divorce situations. But we're still doing refinances because that happens, right? So there are things that happen in life that cause you to buy, sell, refinance, whatever it may be. But I will say on the rate topic, I look to the way I finished 2024, and I remember within a couple week time span, I locked 3 different rates, one at 5.5, one at 5.625, and one at 5.75. 30-year fix. These aren't a temporary or an ARM, or these are a 30-year fixed rate. And all we did was use seller concessions.
Yeah.
Sellers are getting desperate as their houses are on the market. And again, they probably have to sell for a reason why they're selling in this market, right? Maybe they have to relocate. They need to get their house sold. As a buyer, and as I, have pre-approved buyers out looking at the market and things like that. And if they send me an address of a house that's been on the market for 30 days, I'm instantly like, oh man, this could be a great situation for you to be in.
You can find links to the YouTube channel for Riding Tandem and also Hunting Home in the description underneath where you're watching this particular podcast. AIM Institute exists to help connect cutting-edge tech community in Omaha and in Council Bluffs, and they're spreading out even farther into Iowa. AIM provides training and resources for new and experienced tech professionals, making educational opportunities and career training accessible to all. And how we are in desperate need of more folks going into the tech field. And if you go to aiminstitute.org, you can see about their AIM Access programs, technical training, success academies, and even conferences and events that are coming up. And we're going to be talking more with them coming up next week and learning more about everything that's going on at the AIM Institute. And thrilled that they have partnered with us to be able to help them get that information out. Once again, be sure to watch the latest episodes of both Riding Tandem and Hunting Home, and go back and watch previous ones as well. These are local folks doing local podcasts that benefit you right here in Council Bluffs and the surrounding areas. And also, especially, like with Riding Tandem, it's a if you're thinking about starting a business, you can pick up a lot of great information. And both Vivian Kavam from Riding Tandem and Blake Hunter from Hunting Home, these are entertaining podcasts. And I think that we talk often about supporting local. And this is one way you can do it, by just watching local podcasts or listening to them. There's audio versions of these as well out on Spotify and across wherever you get your audio podcasts. So you can hear both of those as well, but they are also available on YouTube, and those are the links that we're going to put out there in the description. That is wrapping up another week. We are very thankful for all the wonderful comments, and we had a pretty successful week this week as far as views and downloads and folks watching and sharing the program. That's the biggest way that you can help what we are doing here. You click the like button, you click the share button, you click the subscribe button. That one is big too. And or if you're following us on Facebook or Instagram, or we're out on LinkedIn now, and all of these things are completely free to you to do. And it helps with the algorithm, and it helps that the online platforms where we release this, it pushes it out even farther so more people can see all of the exciting things that are going on in the community that we call home right here in Council Bluffs. So if you could do that for me, if you haven't subscribed or hit like or follow yet, please, you'd be doing me a huge, huge favor by doing that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here Monday morning.